Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys, first full day of lobster mini season today, and definitely a noticeable increase of boat traffic as well as vehicular traffic. Cartsound Road is experiencing some construction that'll slow you down if you're coming southbound. And the stretch does have slow traffic moving up and down, as a matter of fact. So keep that in mind as well. A lot of people coming to our lovely community here to enjoy lobster mini season. And actually, we do have a bit of an update from Mayor Michelle Lincoln, who has had some conversations with those who are on the water this morning. Good morning to you, Mayor. How are you?
Hello and good morning, Michael. I'm doing good. Yes, hot off the press.
Yeah, well, people are getting their limits pretty early. Is that what we're hearing?
That is what I'm hearing. The couple people that I've already spoken to this morning who went out right as the sun was coming up said that there are tons of lobsters out there. They're getting their limit, and that there's also tons of boats. So people, please be careful. Look for those dive flags and expect to think that there's a lot of people in the water as well as those lobsters.
Well, yes, indeed. That's a good update. Last year, I was hearing it was a little bit lighter as far as the take and the boat traffic. This year seems like we're making up for it and doing so early. So we've been talking a lot about boater safety and being hospitable and patient and all of those things. So we'll continue to make sure that we emphasize those points. So we are speaking with Mayor Michelle Lincoln. She is running for re-election for Commissioner District 2. And Michelle, you have served us for a number of years in a number of different capacities. We will talk about that in just a moment, but you're also an elected member of the Small County Coalition Executive Committee and currently the president of the Florida Association of Counties, as well as serving us as the mayor of our county as well. Recipient of a number of different awards in our county, 2018 K Graddick Woman of the Year Award, Mentor and Take Stock in Children, etc. So not to steal your thunder, but wanted to at least set the table because there are a number of people who come to our area who have not experienced the number of years that you have served us and not have not observed that, maybe not even aware of it. So let's talk about your background, maybe what motivated you to start in public service, and then how that journey began and has continued.
Thank you for that. Yes, so moved here in 2000. My family bought a house here in 98 because this was a great place. We always loved to come on vacations, and we knew this is where we were going to end up. But I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, and then moved to Cincinnati, Ohio. I have a degree in psychology, and children and families has always been my passion. And when I moved here, I was able to, we had sold a business in Cincinnati, and we were able to retire. And I immediately got involved in the community. I sat on the board of directors for Grace Jones Community Center in Marathon and helped them rebuild their facility after it had been destroyed in Hurricane Wilma. And I've been a mentor with the Take Stock in Children program since 2002. It was really cute because my daughter was in high school she started at Island Christian School and then transferred over to Marathon High School, and she'd be running up and down the halls, and I'd be bringing a special lunch to somebody and it wasn't her, and Mallory would be like, "Where's my special lunch?" And I'm like, "Oh, you'll get it at home later, kid."
That's right. Yes. Spread the love. Absolutely.
So got really involved in helping children and families. And that just kind of segued then in 2000, and I think it was 2008 or 2009. I took a job with the state of Florida with the Guardian Ad Litem program, where I helped represent children and advocated for children who'd been abused, abandoned, and neglected. And doing that, it really opened my eyes countywide to the differences in, depending on what key you were in, what services were available, and just the differences in our keys, and me thinking that there's more I can do. And so I then ran for Marathon City Council so from 2015 to 2018, I sat on Marathon City Council. At that time, I was the only woman on that city council. So again, it helped define that you don't have to have a big, loud, booming voice to impact and make a difference, that you can be kind, you can be soft spoken, you can still get your message across, and you can still impact change. And so after doing that for 3 years, that was when George Nugent, who had been a county commissioner for 20 years, called me and said, I'm not running again, and I think you're ready, Michelle, and I think you ought to run for county commission. And at that point, when I was on Marathon City Council, I immediately joined the League of Florida Cities and went through the coursework to learn how to be a more effective city commissioner, city council person. And so I feel like when I ran for county commission, I had a great understanding of government, of county budgets, city budgets, of what an ad valorem tax could cover, what it couldn't cover, the importance of bringing in grant money, how to be an effective leader by listening, a skill set of learning how to collaborate better. And I think it just made me more prepared than to be a county commissioner. And then immediately upon becoming a county commissioner, I joined the Florida Association of Counties, where our county had been a member of for as long as I can remember. And I immediately went through the coursework that the Florida Association of Counties offers, because they have a partnership with the University of Florida. So we had college professors that work with our Florida Association of Counties for classroom work, again, on how to be an effective county commissioner.
It is Michelle Lincoln. She's running for re-election for Monroe County Commissioner, District 2. She's also our current mayor of the county on Good Morning Keys. Leadership Monroe as well. You're a proud graduate of the best class ever, whatever class that is. And I would imagine that also gave you a bit of a understanding, pretty much a deep dive into how Monroe County works.
It did. And at the time that I was in leadership Monroe County, I was still full-time with the Guardian Ad Litem program. Never had any aspirations for becoming an elected official. And that, again, was one of the things that opened my eyes to a lot more of how our county is ran. And it gave me, again, that just instilled that in me, that I think I can do this. And I'm also very still involved with the Take Stock in Children program. I took last year off because I'm also in Rotary, and our Rotary group in Marathon, we brought in an exchange student from Germany, and they asked me to be her counselor for the year. So I had to get accredited to do that through the federal government, because it's really important when you bring a child in from another country that there's good eyes on her while she was here. So I was trained to be her counselor for the year while she was here, but she's back in Germany now. So I told Mrs. Driscoll, I'm ready. Give me another child for this coming year. And I'll balance that with being a county commissioner and also still being involved in Rotary.
Indeed. Well, Michelle, you certainly, it's pretty apparent you've had a passion for children, even the Juvenile Justice Board, serving with them. So that it's interesting to note that, because if I can say so, it seems like you have been motivated to help those who maybe can't quite help themselves, whether it's children or working with workforce housing, those kinds of things. Is that an accurate depiction?
It is. It is. I think if you use some of the words to define me, compassion is always top on the list. I'm very compassionate and feel very, I don't know what the right word is. I just, I think we're all given gifts, and I think it's really important to utilize whatever gifts you've been given by God. And I think mine are definitely in what I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm balanced and I'm doing the right things for the right reasons.
Very well. Michelle Lincoln, she's Monroe County Commissioner, District 2, running for reelection. Also the mayor, Monroe County, former council member for the City Council of Marathon, former mayor, City of Marathon as well. And you talk about experience and what that means in your position. Talk about that just a little bit.
Okay, I will, because I know right now one of the things that we're all frustrated with would be our property insurance. And that is something that is dictated by the state of Florida with the Citizens home insurance policy that most of us have. And we're in that because Citizens was created to be the insurance of last resort, specifically for a Monroe County. And right now, though, their board of governors, well, now they have one, but previously there wasn't anyone on their board of governors from Monroe County. And that became very frustrating for us here. And so that was one of the things as a commissioner that I helped advocate to get somebody from our county to be on that board of governors. And also, our commissioners have gone every year to Tallahassee to work with the Citizens Board and also their director. We've had him down here. He several times now has come and toured the Keys with us, with people from like Mel from Firm, and we've shown them properties like Habitat for Humanity, which now are building homes that are elevated. So why do they need flood insurance? And we were giving that as an example, especially in light of the fact that people who are in Habitat for Humanity homes are on a limited budget. So every year as a commission, we have made it one of our legislative priorities, and we go and lobby Tallahassee every year to ask them to cap our increases, but also to open up how much we're allowed to insure. And we also asked them to put somebody on the board, which they now have, which we're happy about. I do believe this year everyone will see a small reduction in their homeowner policy. So very proud of that work that we've accomplished. And that is because of the experience of my fellow commissioners and myself, of the relationships that we have forged in Tallahassee with the legislative body, which changes over every 2 years, as new senators and new House reps are in that group. How important it is for us to advocate with all of them to let them all understand the uniqueness of the Florida Keys. So that would be like one example of something that I'm proud of. But it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know, you have your bread. So that's what are we doing? Lobbying the peanut butter. You know, we now have somebody who's on their board that's helping us. The jelly, we're also working to get our flood insurance rates lowered, and we're doing that by the community rating system that our county's been very active in. That's helped us lower the rates of flood insurance policies because of us increasing the strictness of our building codes. So it's layering. It's not one thing that's going to make the fix, but it is being aggressive across the board and understanding fully all the different complexities of one issue. And as a county commissioner, we have more than one issue. We have a plethora of them, and it's every day, all day. What do I want to tackle today? And going forth and doing so.
Yes. Michelle Lincoln, she is running for reelection, Commissioner District 2. She's mayor of Monroe County. Good morning, Keys. I do see that you also serve as on the board of directors for Career Source Southwest Florida. And finding employees in our county is always a challenge. I would note that you have worked with the rest of the dais on providing workforce housing solutions, but we're going to continue to be challenged by finding a workforce here in Monroe County going forward, it would seem.
Yes, you know, that up and down the Keys is always one of the most challenging issues we face is quality housing for our workforce. And so I am very proud of the work that our county has accomplished across the board, whether it's with public-private partnerships, whether it is our land authority donating land to Habitat for Humanity to at least provide the dirt for the projects, whether it is approving projects in different areas, again, advocating directly with our legislator 2 years ago for a one-time release of $35 million from our Tourist Development Council, which the tourist development tax is state mandated, what you can use that money for and what you cannot use that money for. And we thought out of the box, and we needed the support across the whole state for us to be able to get that 35 million. And I'm really proud that we were able to get that. But then back on to my sitting on the board for Career Source, it's so important that we realize that not every child wants to go to a higher education in the mainland and get a 4-year college degree, that so many of our youth would be better served with an apprenticeship program to become a journeyman, to become a plumber, to be an electrician, to be a chef. And those are programs that we should be able to do within our College of the Florida Keys and through the high school and through apprenticeship programs. And that's what my role on Career Source South Florida has been, Southwest Florida now, is to create those partnerships and those apprenticeship programs so that we can keep our youth here who want to stay here and provide a higher education. And so I'm not the only one who sits on that board. We also have somebody from the Publix grocery store and from their chain and from the medical field, because those are, again, careers that you can move up in a career in one of those employment centers. And why not provide some better education locally?
Indeed. Well, good point. It is Michelle Lincoln. She's the mayor of Monroe County, running for re-election for Commissioner District 2 on Good Morning Keys. And a question that I've asked myself from time to time: do you have a twin, or have you been cloned? Because I see you and we talk about people getting to know you who may not yet know you. But if anybody's been here for any period of time, I can't see how they could not have met you somewhere, sometime, because you are seemingly everywhere. And again, also working hard to continue to earn people's trust and vote. That's part of it. And you've worked very hard to do that. But I am baffled at how you are everywhere all the time. And you're to be commended for that.
Well, I would have to say you are as well, because you see me at a lot of places all the time. But that has been something that I felt was really important the first time I ran 8 years ago, was that you cannot effectively serve if you don't know who you're serving. And I can't be in a bubble in just Marathon or just sitting in Big Pine, or, I need to be up and down the Florida Keys, because we are unique, and the issues in Key Largo are not the same as Key West. Isla Mirada isn't the same as Sugarloaf. And the only way you know that is if you're involved and you go to events and you hang at a ball field and watch kids play sports, or go to a school play and talk to the parents, or be involved that's why I'm involved in Rotary. That's why I'm involved in the chambers, because that's the only way you're going to know what the pulse of the community is and what's important and what isn't. And there's a few of us that, like Sheriff Ramsey, he and I laugh about, we run every day, and not just during a campaign season, but every single day we're somewhere. And that is the only way, again, that I feel that I can be effective. And I think that's why I am effective.
Well, if you do need to learn more about Michelle and have not met her in person, you probably will at some point. But MichelleForMonroe.com, all spelled out, MichelleForMonroe.com. You can hear some of the things we've been talking about this morning, and we'll continue to talk about, as we are just less than 3 weeks away from, Election Day. It's the primary, and that will decide the seat, I believe, if that's correct.
It will. And I almost feel like this should be called the general election, not the primary, because a lot of the races will be determined on August the 18th, including mine. I know the mosquito control, the school boards, all of the big countywide elections will be determined on August the 18th. So here it is. Let's do the commercial. You ready?
Yes, I am.
This is it's open for every registered individual in Monroe County, no matter where they live, no matter what they're registered as. They could be a Republican, a Democrat, an NPA, everyone countywide from Key Largo to Key West and everywhere in between has an opportunity to vote for Michelle Lincoln. And you can vote early, August the 13th through the 15th, including weekends, or you can wait until August the 18th to vote. But it is an open season for everyone. I'll say primary, but I think that confuses people. And I want everyone to know that this is really important for everyone to come out and let their voice be heard to vote for the mosquito control board, for the school board, for the county commission. And if you're in Key West, also for the seats that are specific to them.
Well, it's very important for people to remain engaged, informed, and involved. And one of the best ways to do that is to cast your vote by August 18th or even earlier by various means we just mentioned. Again, Michelle Lincoln, Monroe County Commissioner, District 2, running for re-election. She's also our current mayor. And again, Michelle4Monroe.com is where you find out more. So we always like to give you and others a direct platform to the public. In closing, what would you like to impart upon our listeners this morning?
Well, I think what I'd like to say is I hope you'll hire me for another term so I can finish doing some work that I've set out to accomplish this year, finishing with housing for our workforce, with what we're doing with reef restoration and our artificial reef enhancement programs, with what we're trying to do with balancing our budget and looking ahead with tax reform and what that will mean for our county. I'm very proud to say that I have been endorsed by Sheriff Rick Ramsey, by our Senator Ana Maria Rodriguez, by our House Rep Jim Mooney, by the South Florida Police Benevolent Association, by both Monroe County and Marathon Fire Rescue, by the Teamsters, the International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, and the Ocean Reef PAC. And now I need your endorsement. I really, truly would love to continue to serve, because that's what this position is. It's a position of serving others. And I would love the opportunity to keep working for you.
Indeed. Well, thank you, Michelle, for that. We didn't really have the time today to talk about the future as of yet, but we have talked in the past about your vision and what you would like to continue to work on and to possibly see to completion through another term. So thank you for mentioning that as well. And I'm sure we'll have future conversations in the next few weeks as well. But we did want to focus on who you are and what you have done so people get a little more familiarity with you and why you're doing what you're doing. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for the platform. And I hope everyone has a good day and get out there and grab your lobsters.
That's right. Almost forgot. It's mini season, of course.
Get the butter out.
Yeah, it is political season, but it's also mini season for the next 2 days. Indeed. Thank you so much, Mayor. We will talk to you again soon. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, take care. Bye now.
You do the same. It is Mayor Michelle Lincoln. She is Mayor of Monroe County, Commissioner, District 2, running for re-election. And that big election day, really the one that matters, is August 18th, coming up in less than 3 weeks. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We return in a moment.
Let's talk trash. I'm Taylor Conrath, and my family's been taking care of your family's trash for years. In fact, we've operated Marathon Garbage Service and kept the Middle Keys clean since my great-grandpa, John Conrath, founded the company in 1950. That's a lot of years talking trash and hauling trash. And these days, we take care of your family's recyclables in addition to commercial and residential waste removal. The Conrath family and our entire team of great employees takes pride in keeping our community clean, from the north end of the 7 Mile Bridge to Craig Key. Now it's my generation of Conraths working together with my grandfather and my dad to continue the tradition and commitment started in 1950 at Marathon Garbage Service. The Conrath family is always there for your family. If you need to talk trash, just call us at 305 305-743-5165. That's 305-743-5165. Or visit us at 4290 Overseas Highway in Marathon and online at marathongarbageservice.com.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com. Get ready to laugh out loud with the Greenhouse Giggles. Brought to you by the Greenhouse Dispensaries of Florida. Monday through Friday, it's a hand-picked lineup of timeless TV comedy that guarantees smiles, chuckles, and full-on giggles. Each episode features legendary performers like Red Skelton, Bob Hope, The Three Stooges, Betty White, George Burns, Milton Berle, Dick Van Dyke, and so many more. So catch the giggles, the Greenhouse Giggles, weekdays 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Sponsored by the Greenhouse, here on Keys Living TV.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys, good morning to you. It is pretty calm on the water as far as the weather goes, but lots of traffic on the water as well. 85 degrees now, on our way to 90. Just a 10% chance of a shower or a thunder shower. And winds up to 10 miles per hour, but generally below that. So mini season for today and tomorrow, looking like the weather's going to cooperate with us thus far. But traffic up and down the stretch is still moving slowly. A lot of congestion there, and you'll see that throughout the Keys here the next couple of days. We're going to say good morning to Jim Marquardt. He is running for Utility Board Seat A. Good morning to you, Jim.
Good morning.
Hi there. So are you a lobsterer?
I eat lobster. I don't go get the lobster.
Let somebody else do that.
That's somebody else's work. How do they do it? How do they save money with the boat, the gas, the hauling? And
I don't know. I don't know, but it is a passion for some. So we'll certainly respect that and let them go get their limit. But yes, eating them is my passion too. So Jim, you are running for Utility Board Seat A. We've spoken to you in the past, committed to enhancing the utility services in Key West and the Lower Keys, a focus on sustainable energy and infrastructure improvements. So talk about yourself just for a moment. If those listening are still unfamiliar or missed our last conversation, you've got a background that brings a perspective to the utility board that you feel would be helpful in contributing.
Yeah, my previous career was television. Excuse me. Produced and directed television, ABC, NBC. Traveled all over the world with the signal companies. And so what I saw in other countries was what other countries do for energy, water, basic utilities, and the Florida Keys with desal plants they're starting to move forward. Thankfully for that. Alternative energies are now becoming more affordable. Solar, my house is 100% solar. Yes, it is costly, but in the long run, it isn't. Solar can be fabric like my shirt now. It doesn't have to be solar. There's wind technology, wind turbines that are small, like a size of a coffee can even to put. But there's all kinds of different ways to enhance our utilities. And from what I've seen in my travels and what I've studied is I can bring that to this board. And because what I don't see is that actually being on the board. It's just, we're on an extension cord coming down from FMP. And, if that's cut, what happens? Which is the main reason I put solar on my house. So if there's an issue or a storm, I have energy. and there's over 700 solar clients in Keys Energy's footprint, and that says something about the need. I remember when BP was giving a settlement back to Keys Energy to a couple $100,000. They were trying to figure out what to do, and they were actually talking about giving like 25 cents to each customer back. And my big push was City Hall was being redeveloped, put that solar grid at City Hall on White Street in Key West, which they did, and which was very smart. That's a huge footprint. So, and then again, transparency. There is no transparency during a meeting. They're recorded, but they aren't streamed live like every other meeting that happens at Monroe County, at the city level, at the Parks and Rec level, at the Tree Commission is even streamed, but not at Keys Energy. And that's a very simple thing to do. I know one of the fellows running for seat D mentioned that at the 2 utility boards ago, they were talking about revamping their media system, but I was at that meeting and it was just replacing existing. They didn't mention anything about streaming, but it's so easy to do and so easy to tap into. It's not expensive, and it would do a 100% change in transparency for the board and Keys Energy.
Jim Marquardt, he is running for utility board seat A on Good Morning Keys. Let's talk about the election. We've got, so far the turnout, it's early, but we're less than 3 weeks away from the primary. 4.29% turnout so far, but we've got a number of deadlines yet to get to. And actually, I was looking at that earlier. So it looks like our early voting starts on Monday the 3rd, goes through the 15th. You have until the 6th of August to request a vote by mail ballot to be mailed. Right. But again, the next less than 3 weeks are going to be very imperative. Your contest there for seat A, will that be decided in the primary, or is it possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's just 2 of us running, and
right. That's right. Okay.
And my opponent's been there over two decades, and I certainly don't want to be on a board for 2 decades. I don't think that's a good thing, actually. I don't think it's healthy for any organization, quite frankly. And so I'm looking forward to bringing my experience in Monroe County and Key West since I've lived here. I've lived here since '99, and I've been involved in this community since I moved here in various capacities.
Mm-hmm. And can anyone participate in the voting for seat A, or do they have to be within that region?
From 7 Mile Bridge, South 7 Mile Bridge down.
Okay.
So it's about the people that voted last, 18,800 some people voted in the last primary. So that's a lot of doors to knock on. So I'm relying on modern technology quite a bit. I've had quite a few meet and greets, actually, up and down the Keys. Big Pine, Cudjoe, Sugarloaf. Here in my neighborhood is Bahama Village. I live in Old Town, Key West. Had a couple at the hotel at some of your forums that that you've emceed, the chamber. We weren't invited to the League of Women Voters, but that was streamed. Stream the thing.
Yeah. And by the way, congratulations on being the general manager of the year in the past as well. Yes. We can make mention of your administrative experience as the Gardens Hotel general manager, which is now one of the best small luxury boutique hotels in the United States, according to TripAdvisor 2025.
Yes, and God, excuse me, we just won a Bubba.
That's right. Yes,
the Bubbas, yay! And I was even involved. The guys on Brett and they called me out on stage at the beginning. Even the utility board is in the political thing, So it was a bit brow, but it was fun. It was a long night, but what a wonderful evening, and what a tribute to some of our local music, the late Caffeine Carl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very moving. And all of that was to benefit AHEC.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Also a great event. And thanks to Keys Weekly for their service to our community. as well. Jim Marquardt, he is running for Utility Board Seat A on Good Morning Keys. And that makes a good point, Jim. You know, it was mentioned, as you said, during the Bubbas and sometimes elsewhere, well, and the Utility Board almost as an afterthought. But the Utility Board position that you are seeking is important and can make a difference. I mean, energy is a huge part of everybody's lives here, from the 7 Mile Bridge on down for Keys Energy.
It's number one. I mean, it is the lifeline. Energy and water are the two lifelines for Key West and all the Keys actually, but lower Keys in Key West, and that's why that's why I want to engage the community. I want more transparency, because it is important. The decisions that are being made about your energy that affect your bottom line, your home, your businesses are important, and the rates that you pay are very important. And understanding that, it's the technology is there. We can improve. We can bring other things into the package of Keys Energy. It doesn't just have to be electricity coming from the mainland.
Well, sometimes many people do take energy and electricity for granted, because it's almost always there thanks to Keys Energy's hard work. But it is also shouldn't be taken for granted, and maybe a little more participation can be had through the board, and that's why you're running, Jim Marquardt, for utilityboard.com. Marquardt, excuse me, for Utility Board Seat A. Indeed. So again, you can find out more online. So Jim, you're right. You've been up and down the region quite actively here. Hopefully people have gotten an opportunity to speak with you. But again, I'm sure that they can reach out to you if they want to find out more.
Yes, they can. I'm always I have the cell phone with me all the time. I'm always at the Gardens Hotel. And as we know, the Gardens Hotel is positioned very well in the community, does so much work for the community. And I've been there 16 years. So I think that is a fine example of my leadership.
Yes. Well, very good point. So, Jim, anything else you'd like to say to the voters with just less than 3 weeks to go until they cast their vote, or even beforehand?
Well, I'm always proactive, so I always say vote as soon as you can. You don't know what's going to happen on Election Day, but I'm going to be actually traveling for a couple weeks before, so I'll be doing things remotely. But just get out the vote. It's a privilege to vote. It's an honor to vote. It's your right to vote. So exercise that right, and please vote. That's about what I'd say for that. Just get out the vote.
Well, it's point well taken. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jim. Thanks for your commitment and stepping up and being willing to serve our community even more so than you have, and you have served quite well for many years. So thank you so much. Jim, you have a wonderful day.
You as well. Thank you for the opportunity, Michael.
My pleasure. You take care. Jim Marquardt. He is running for Utility Board Seat A. Find out more, Jim Marquardt, and you spell it MarQuardt. For utilityboard.com is where you go. It's Keys Talk 96.9 1025, the talk of the Keys. We return in a moment.
Are you frustrated by weight gain even though you constantly diet? Do you have low energy or always feel tired? It could be hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalances, especially as we age, can be the cause of depression, weight gain, mood swings, decreased libido, and many other chronic conditions. At Keys Med Spa, we have helped thousands of women and men regain their hormonal balance with BioT, bioidentical hormone optimization therapy, and the results are life-changing. Keys Med Spa BioT hormone therapy is safe, effective, painless, and affordable. And the big difference at Keys Med Spa, this is all overseen by renowned Dr. Peterson, who has had a medical practice in the Keys for over 27 years. Cool sculpting, Botox, skin treatments, BioT hormone therapy, and more. Dr. Peterson and his team are here to help you maintain your youthful glow and vitality. To see if BioT hormone therapy is right for you, call Keys Med Spa today at 305-587-9183.
If you're on vacation to relax and have fun, we have an app for that. The Greenhouse carries products that can help you reconnect with your inner child, dance with confidence, reduce stress, and we have others that'll help you relax with a good night's sleep.
Whether you're a cannabis connoisseur or just canna curious, our team of highly trained bud tenders are here to help you reach all your vacation goals.
Just dance your way into one of our many locations and share your goals with one of our highly trained bud tenders. All product recommendations come with a money-back guarantee, no medical card needed. You just have to be 21 or older.
I tried the Greenhouse Guarantee, 100% satisfaction or your money back, and I'm still smiling.
The Greenhouse. We spell it with 3 E's so that you can't say it without smiling. If smiling is your goal today, then type the word green with 3 E's into your browser and find the Greenhouse that's closest to you.
Stop on by and stay high.
We're up and down the Florida Keys and other parts of South Florida.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar, listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. First full day of lobster mini season. It is very busy out on the waterways and the roadways as well. The stretch is still pretty slow, especially coming southbound. Keep that in mind and plan accordingly. We're going to say hello to Greg Sullivan. He is running for City Commission District 5. Good morning to you, Greg. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Michael. Thank you for having me, and thank you to all the listeners out there.
Yes, sir. Well, indeed. And we also want to thank you for many years of service. You've been involved in many facets of our community, including being the leader of waste management and our, actually we'll call it the senior district manager, officially as your title. For waste management, which of course means that you were involved in many facets of our community, and most people have some involvement with you and your company somewhere along the way on a pretty consistent basis. But you have been here for a number of decades, 32 years plus in our community.
Yep, exactly. 32 years, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, and that's one of the reasons I decided. I was close with Commissioner Hoover, God rest her soul, a great lady. And I saw an opportunity to jump in and help keep moving the city forward. And I think that my tenure in the city gives me some really good insight as far as how the city works. I've got some ideas on areas we can improve. There's always room for improvement in pretty much anything you do. And obviously now we have Higgs Beach, which is a great opportunity for us. I know there's a lot of grant money out there, and I look forward to getting every penny of grant money we can to make that place better.
Well, and we will certainly talk about that. The city overall is obviously a pretty big, complex organization, whether it's financially or operationally, et cetera. Waste management also has a lot of moving parts and a lot of facets to it. You, serving as the senior district manager, have been responsible for keeping that very complex organization going. But that, as we've talked, has given you a lot of experience in operations and maintenance. And the city has a lot of infrastructure to look after. So talk about, how your experience with what you've been doing professionally for these many years would benefit our voters if you were to serve as city commissioner.
Well, great question, and appreciate that. And what I look forward to doing is working with the city manager and different departments and put routine maintenance in place for if it's a building, if it's a bus, whatever it is, so that we're ahead of the game and we're not waiting for something to maybe break and then it's of course a fire drill to fix it or a problem. What I've learned over the years is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So we stay ahead of things, and the city does have a tremendous amount of great assets, and things aren't cheap nowadays. So I feel it's important that we maintain what we have so that we can keep up the level of service we have, and everyone can enjoy what we have.
Yeah. Greg Sullivan, he's running for City Commission District 5 from the city of Key West on Good Morning Keys. And yes, whether it's the actual equipment the city owns and has to maintain, or whether it's the parks, the pump stations, the list goes on and on. There's a lot to keep track of. And having the experience such as yours, it would certainly would give a keen understanding as far as how to operationally move forward with a lot of that. But also Higgs Beach, you had mentioned that. Higgs Beach is now under the purview of the city, and specifically in District 5. So you see that as an opportunity, is that right?
Oh, I do. In fact, I was very pleased. The city had a town hall meeting, and it was well attended by folks, got a lot of good input. And what I liked about it was all the department heads that are involved in Higgs Beach were there to answer questions. I'd like to have at least one or two of them to get more input, so that we don't need a consultant for $500,000 to tell us what we want or need. I want to hear from the people, the residents, of what they want, and then we're going to figure out if we can afford it and how we can do it, and spend our money wisely.
Mm-hmm. Greg Sullivan, again, he's running for District 5 Commission for City of Key West on Good Morning Keys. And Greg, if I could say, you've held so many other leadership positions in our community, 3-time president of the Chamber of Commerce, Sunrise Rotary leader. There's a long list of the boards that you've served on, and now you're seeking the City Commission as another step of your commitment to our community. You've also helped our community work through some challenging times, whether it be storm recovery, which Waste Management and the other organizations you've been involved in were intimately involved with. But, some of the storms, Irma and the like, were a real challenge for our community, and you were part of helping get us back on our feet.
Yeah, well, and again, that's something that, my experience, hopefully people will take that into consideration. Getting a city back up and running on its feet, is no easy task. It takes a lot of coordinated effort with, different departments, the county, the FEMA, the state, law enforcement, Coast Guard, military, it all plays a part in it. And I have great contacts, so that's how things happen. Is and that's how Key West works. You pick up the phone and you call somebody. When it's for the good of the community and the good of the people, doors open pretty easily.
Yeah, COVID wasn't an easy challenge either. That's for sure.
No. So it's important that we, I remember in 2017, we were without power for a certain number of days, and we even had an issue where there were a lot of water lines broken, and Aqueduct was out there 24/7 getting us water. But for a while there, we had to work through some of those issues.
Indeed. Greg Sullivan, he is running for City Commission Key West, District 5 on Good Morning Keys. Less than 3 weeks to go until the election on the 18th. And this seat, will this be decided on August 18th? I'm still trying to keep track which races are decided and which aren't, or is this a 50+1?
No, in fact, of the 11 races out there, the only one that will go to November is the District 4 race, because there's 3 folks. Yes. But everything else, the county seats, the school board seats, the judge seats, the mosquito control seats, are all going to be decided on August 18th. So, we can't urge people enough to, go vote. Don't think that you got another shot at this in November, because you don't. No matter who you vote for or what your thought process is, it's just very, very important that you get out there and get your voice heard and let people know, this is what I want. This is who who I would prefer to work with. And I just can't stress enough how important it is to, to vote.
It really is, yeah. Mayor Lincoln said earlier in the hour that really should be called the general election on the 18th because, yes, as you just said, so many, almost all the races will be decided by then, and early voting starts up August 3rd through the 15th. So a number of important dates coming
All
up.
but one. And in the District 4, as you mentioned earlier, if by chance one of the three folks gets 50 plus one, then that will be decided. But, no one knows how it's going to go. So,
Yep. Yep. Indeed. Well, Greg,
get out there and vote.
Yeah, indeed. A very good point. You've always been, for over 3 decades, a very strong advocate for our community and so many facets in our community. And now you're making the commitment to step up and run and serve as City Commissioner, District 5. So we thank you for that service. You have balanced so many different duties and priorities over the years, and we are wishing you the best of luck moving forward in this endeavor as well. So we want to give a direct platform to our constituents, our voters, and our listeners through these radio stations. But what would you like to say directly to the voters in advance of Election Day coming up?
Well, 2 things. One is, I ask for your vote. And 2, just please get out there and vote, because there's a lot of important decisions to be made locally here. So it's important that people get out there and let their voice be heard.
Yes. Well, as you say on your website, if you care about strong leadership, community, and results, follow along and be part of the conversation. And you can do that by going to Greg Sullivan for KeyWest.com, or likely you've seen Greg over the years. And again, as of late, I think I saw you on a petacycle or something just the other day, riding around.
Yeah. I got a little tricycle. I'm out there. If I see you in the street or something, I want to chit chat with you, or if you have a question. And I'm putting some flyers out, and
yes, sir.
Just trying to get a little exposure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate that, and thank you again for your commitment to our community these many years, and your continued commitment. And we hope to talk to you again very soon, Greg. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yes, sir. You do the same. It is Greg Sullivan. He's running for District 5 Commissioner. Find out more at gregsullivan4keywest.com and spell out the 4, F-O-R, gregsullivan4keywest.com. This is Keys Talk 96.9 1025. The Talk of the Keys lobster mini season is in full swing, full effect. That is for sure. Today and tomorrow, of course, you must have everything wrapped up by tomorrow at midnight. But from what we're understanding, people are getting their limit. A lot of boats on the water this year, a lot of vehicles on the roadways as well. So please do keep in mind that there's going to be congestion. Please be patient. Please be safe. Heed all of the rules and regulations. If you have any doubt as to what is expected, go to FWC's website to find out more, or the Sheriff's Office has a lot of resources out there on Facebook and on the Monroe County Sheriff's Office website as well. It is Keys Talk 96.9 1025. The Talk of the Keys. Well, there's a lot brewing on the international stage as well. We carried Lindsey Graham's Celebration of Life Memorial Service yesterday, and big meetings on the world stage yesterday as well, which now it seems like we are back trading shots with Iran, so to speak. So there's a developing story always there. Many other things to keep track of on the international, national, state, and local stage, and we will keep you informed up to the moment with breaking news as soon as news happens. We also have local, state, national news updates at least every half hour. Weather around the clock as well, which is very important to note. And we'll have another weather forecast coming up here shortly. But it looks like the seas are pretty calm. Southwest wind today up around 10 miles per hour, but nothing too catastrophic by any means for all the boaters and all those looking for their lobster today and tomorrow. It's Keys Talk 96.9 1025. The Talk of the Keys. Glenn Beck coming your way momentarily, followed by Clay and Buck at noon. It's Sean Hannity at 3 o'clock. 5 o'clock, it is Drew Steele with Florida's Voice. I'm sure he'll be talking lobster as well. 6 o'clock, it is Mark Levin, the Great One. 9 o'clock, Jesse Kelly, Coast to Coast AM comes your way overnight. as well as we've got AUC with Dr. B coming up Saturday, 9 a.m. And we will talk to you again very soon. This is Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Thank you so much for listening.